The F-100 is the precursor to the F-4C Phantom. So while you're going down the line or grinding it out, you'll come across this plane along your journeys. And this plane, like I said, you need to buy this to get into this. You can also go and fly the F-100 and get a little research bonus because every vehicle that you unlock in War Thunder, the precursor to that vehicle gets a research bonus if you're trying to go and grind that one vehicle out. However, like I said, the best way to get the F-4C is to get a B-57, B-57A, put a talisman on it, and go out into simulation battles and just bomb bases, and you'll make a lot of XP. So there's different ways you can do it, but if you want the fastest way, my recommendation is go that way. So what is the F-100D? Well, the F-100D, or the Super Sabre, is basically an upgraded well, it's an upgrade over the Sabre. So if you go from the Sabres over here, you're going from using 50 cals to using some 20 millimeters. Now you're having more 20 millimeters or more rounds, and you also have the capabilities to take on missiles or sidewinders. So they have access to different loadouts. I don't really have this fully spaded, more so I kind of just tweak it to what I want to use it for. But you can do close air support. You have bombs here you can take out as well, up to 1,000. Similar to like the F4. You can also go and have rockets, so Mighty Mouse, and yeah, just the rockets basically are what you need to get to the missiles. And the missiles too, you have the AIM-9Bs, AIM-9E. AIM-9E is better than the AIM-9B for two reasons. I have one when I'm flying out replays. I have one when I have the AIM-9B and one with the AIM-9E. AIM-9E is just better with the G tolerance, so it can take up to like 10 Gs. So if you look here, you can take up to 10 Gs, while this one only takes up to 6. So there isn't really that much of an upgrade besides G tolerance. They still travel the same speed. The AIM-9Es can actually have a little bit, 1.1k kilometer greater than AIM-9Bs, but in reality, the missiles in War Thunder don't really work that well. I know the British SRAAMs, the SRAMs, apparently they work really well. Probably the best rockets out there at the moment. But I wouldn't rely on these unless your opponent is just flying in a straight line and is not paying attention. Then you'll be able to take them out. So basically, here's this beauty right here. She's a, like I said, pros and cons. So pros wise, you have a good amount of speed. I think this gets up to Mach 1. I usually hovering around 1.1k kilometers per hour. It's very fast. Also too, you have more sidewinders, basically the same amount like the F4 can carry. So you'll be taking out 4 of these 9Es or the precursor to what, AIM-9E, AIM-9Bs. So you got 4 of these every time you take it out. So you got plenty of missiles to use. Like I said, you don't want to rely on these just because they're kind of, I mean, if someone knows what they're doing, they'll just turn left or turn right and they'll just shake the missile off. So don't rely too much on these missiles unless you're trying to, like, if someone you know is like bleeding energy, and I'll show you when I'm using the AIM-9Bs, they actually worked. AIM-9Es, like I said, it's really situational with these two. You want to rely more on your guns, your gunnery, and the guns are good to use. You just have to lead them correctly, and basically even with 50 cals you can shred an opponent. So the pros are the weaponry. The weaponry is really good. It's very strong. The speed on this is very good too. Now for the cons, this thing is kind of a big aircraft, so turn fighting is out of the question. You kind of want to go fly in, do your thing, so spray and then fly off. Like, you want to keep your speed up. If you're turning, you do like a very long turn so you can keep that speed. If you start slowing down, people can outmaneuver you, and you don't really want to put yourself in that situation. So another con I would say is just the rudder. I've had problems trying to turn that to, if you're in like a turn fight or whatever, which, like I said, don't get yourself into one. That's the thing, is you will not win because the plane will struggle with you when it comes to turning. So for those purposes, like I said, you kind of want to boom and zoom. And what I mean by that is you come into your angle of attack and be flying down. You shoot at them and you pull up and you keep going, and then you do your big turnaround way farther away, so that way no one's catching up to you and bothering you. So in this map here, we joined in a game in progress. So basically, if you go in your options, you have the ability to not to deselect this option. And the one problem with joining a match in progress is, especially with the high tiers like this, is some of the jets will be able to take off the airfield before you spawn in. So you'll probably have some F4s in the air already, some MiG-21s, just because that's how the match in progress works. So basically, like, to keep the game going, they you have the option to be thrown into that. So in this, we're taking off the runway, starting it off. So it's, like I said, match in progress. Got to be careful with what's going on here, because you can easily get shot down if you're not careful with what you're doing. So I'm just surveying the battlefield, seeing what's going on, taking off, enjoying my F-100 view. I'm also just looking out too. See, I see a Vuitard. See, I don't know how to pronounce that. Basically, it's a premium French bomber, and it was given, I think the Israel Self-Defense Force has that or something, so that's why it's in that premium tree. So I see that. This is a perfect opportunity to use my AIM-9Bs. So right now, this is when I have the AIM-9Bs equipped, and like I said, there really is not a difference. I'm just shooting rounds, just trying to see where he's at. So I'm just firing some shots at him just because he's trying to head on me. I'm gonna go turn around. And like I said, my accuracy, of course, there's always room for improvement with anything you do. So my accuracy wasn't the best, but able to get some rounds on him. So here, like I said, this is a good opportunity. I got my locked on, and I wouldn't fire a missile at him, but it looks like he's trying to avoid it. So I'm going to fire another one at him. So basically we got two, but he's doing a high G turn, so that missile isn't going to connect. And then from here, I'm going to go fly closer. He's starting to lose some speed just because he's been maneuvering a lot. And then from here you can see that missile connects him. So we get a kill with that. So like I said, the missiles are very situational. If you're going after bombers like that, yeah, that will make sense when you use them. And now I got a Hunter on my 6. So I'm going to avoid this Hunter just because this guy could easily ruin my Sunday if I'm not careful. So I put on the air brakes. I'm going to go turn around. MiG-19's over there. Hunter's taking off. I'm going to go for that MiG-19, just see if I can kind of get in some range, but he has more speed than me, so I'm going to pull back. And this is the big thing I'm talking about, is now I'm slow, so I'm vulnerable. I need to go get some speed, that way I can get back into combat, and that way I can be helpful for my team. So I'm going to go and start getting some speed back. We're trying to see what that Hunter's doing, just because, you know, the Hunter's always going to be a threat. That thing's a fast little aircraft that could cause some massive problems if I'm not careful. So I'm going to be just turning around, getting that wide turn so I can get more speed going. I'm trying to see what that Hunter's doing, just because I don't want to like engage the Hunter if I'm flying very slowly, just because he'll just pick up, do some maneuvers, acrobatics, and then he'll take me out easily. So yeah, I'm kind of curious to see what's going on, and he gets himself shot down by the F5. But the F5 takes them out. They both take each other out on the head-on, so they're both gone. I'm seeing with the G91, F86, all chasing that other G91. So this is a good opportunity to kind of use my missiles. If I get into range of them and they're still so focused on the on that G91, I can try to take one of them out. But my biggest bet right now is try to get that F86, just because the F86 is he's lagging behind. So it's either he's hurt or he's just slow, so one of the two. But yeah, he's trying to catch up, so he disappears just because there he is now. His vision was low, so now kind of getting a good lineup on him, but he's starting to maneuver, so the missile will not work here. I got some speed on him, so I'm going to try to lead my shot a little bit. Firing, yeah, I'm going to miss. He's flying very slowly too, so that's on me. I'm going to pull up here, barely hitting the ground, and I'm going to go turn around now. See, I'm trying to do that wide turn, like I said, just to keep my speed, just because, like I said, you don't know whenever someone's going to sneak up behind you, then you're kind of screwed just because your speed's like, you're dragging really slowly. And in the other video I'll show next is the speed makes a big difference. If you're going very slowly, it makes it really easy if someone's going over 1 kilometer per hour to kind of just knock it down. So I'm looking for that F86. T2's coming in along with the MiG-19. And the F-100, I guess, was trying to shoot at me, but he missed too, so he just flew over. There you go. So I'm trying to see what he's up to. He's just flying away. F-86 is in front of me, and he's trying to do a big turn right now. So I'm gonna go try to face him, try to do a head-on. So I'm gonna launch him. I think I launched my rocket too. Yeah, I launches right after it. So I get him in the head-on. So, yep, he's done there. So basically on this part, we're gonna go try to head on that MiG-19 just because I got some rounds left. I'm just firing my rounds. MiG-19 doesn't engage. I run out of ammo. I'm now Winchester, so I'm gonna go ahead back to the airfield and speed it up. I'm just gonna fly back. Keep flying back. Do little maneuvers. And I'm gonna go land, get my little fancy parachute come out. Because this aircraft does have a parachute, if you do not know. So, kind of landing, I was kind of curious. I was like, ugh, I don't think I have enough space. But this aircraft does have a parachute when you land, unlike the F-4. If you didn't know that, the F-4 does not have a parachute. So, yeah, another pro why the F-100 is better, is slightly better than the F-4. Alright, so then that's basically it. We just wait here to get repaired, and those two planes get taken out by my allies, and that basically concludes the match. So we'll go into the next match. Okay, so for this one, I'm on the map Spain. As you can see, F-100 can sometimes get up-tiered, so in this case, we're being up-tiered 9.7 BR, so sometimes you'll get up-tiered. So we're just going to take off here. I'll speed it up a little bit. Yeah, so you get up tier. Like I said, this plane's capable of fighting up tier and down tier. It's not really it's like I said, it's average. It's not, you know, the best as, let's say, a MiG-19, but it's not terrible. It's way better than the F-4 when it comes to dogfighting. So we're gonna take off over here, and we're gonna go and kind of see if we can find any opponents that we can engage. Like I said, the problem is we're now up tiered, so MiG-19 is going to be a little quicker than us. Putting on that afterburner, I'm just trying to see where the foes are going at right now. So we're just basically going to be doing that. I'm taking off, just trying to, like I said, looking around, trying to see if I can find anyone I can pick off, any bombers that are flying around too, because that'd be good, easy kills for me. So I'm just still flying, nothing to see here, not yet. I'm going to keep going, and then I noticed some F-100s are over there trying to engage my other fellow F-100. So you can see F-4s going into that fire pit over there. Another F-4 bombing a base. So I'm like, okay, well, let's see. I can go and help out over here. And this is the one thing I was talking about with speed. You always want to keep your speed up. Notice how I'm just keep chucking along flying here. Notice that there's two F-100s down there, kind of like going slow. I could go for the one on the left, but I was trying to see, like, where is he going? So I'm gonna go try to follow after him because we have two teammates and that one guy over there. So I'm gonna go try to line him up here. He's going very slow. I'm going very fast, so I can lead him a little bit with my guns, and I clip his wing, and he's done. So that other F-100, he's probably having the same effect. He's going a little slow. So, and I think it looks like he was about to crash, but I'm gonna still go after him. And this is the thing, see, I'm building up my speed, 1.2k. That's usually the same amount as I'm getting with the F4, so that's why I said the F4 is like meh. And see here, I leave my shots, and I take them out too. So there's 2 kills there, and then the rest of this match, I'm just kind of just screwing around, flying around. The rest of the enemy team kind of goes and just, like I said, the more away from the game, kind of all the way past my airfield. We have our teammates over here engaging all the other planes, shooting them down. So we're not really able to contribute much from here on out. But like I said, the one thing to keep in mind is keep your speed up. You see, usually I got 1.2k. As long as you get that speed up and people are dogfighting and turn fighting and stuff like that, that's when you can swoop in and try to take people out. And I'm trying to launch my AIM-9Es at that F4, but there's really no point in doing that since basically the game's almost over anyway. So that concludes that part. We'll go into the hangar and go and do some final thoughts. So if you made it this far to the American tech tree, if you went all the way to F-100, you're basically very close to the Phantom. So you must like the American tech tree, or you must like playing the jets to make it all the way down this far. If if you're looking at going down this far and just trying to see what jets are like or how they play them, like I said, the F-100 is very, I would say it's fun. If your missiles work, if you have an opportunity to use them, it's very satisfying getting a kill with a missile. That's because you're like, oh wow, it actually connected, it actually worked for once. Like I said, teams now are mixed, so you won't really be playing with allies, you'll be playing with different players, so it's really up to skill at that point. So you don't really have to worry about teammates-wise or team-wise, you're always going to be with mixed battles. So you're at a good BR, 9.7, so you'll be up tiered, or you'll be basically top dog for some matches, so I feel bad for 8.7s, but that's the way the BR system works. So, like I said, if you're looking at going down the F4 line, like I said, the US is generally the tech trees were warning if you're going down this way. But just keep in mind the amount of time, money, because you're going to have to put premium in at some points. There's literally no way, unless you can have the time set aside to go and grind this all out without premium. But I would say good luck. But like I said, to get all the way down here, like I said, it's a big road to take. But the F-100 is not that bad of a plane. Even the F4, I know I bashed it a little bit compared to the peers. So these generally are meh planes, so not amazing and not like whoa. But I mean, the F-100 is definitely better than the F4, when I would say more of the dogfighting aspect. So you don't have to deal with the gun wobbling, and you don't have to deal with like over 1,000 your plane moving all over the place. So yes, F4, I would say this is better than the F4 at the moment when it comes to dogfighting capability. If you want a dogfight, I would take out the F-100. If you want a ground pound, then you go and then you take out the F4, just because you can have all those bombs, you can do whatever you want with that. So I don't know if you're looking at doing that for realistic battles. I would just have one here, and then I have this one right next to me along with my tanks.